Hey there, Squids and Kids. We are back with another update for Splatoon 3. Now, Nintendo's been a little radio silent ever since that gameplay demo trailer that dropped about a month ago, where they showed off all the new weapons. Not all the new weapons, but what we know so far, and some of the new abilities. We got to see some things we'd never seen before. But ever since then, there hasn't been anything groundbreaking to talk about, so I haven't really made a video about anything. Now, Nintendo has released a lot of new information almost daily, at least every other day, it seems like, over on their Splatoon North America Twitter account. So if you're looking for even just the smallest bits of information, that's where you want to be paying attention right now, is over on Twitter. And over on Twitter, they've released everything from some new clothing lines that are going to be in the game to make your squid look fresh and fashionable, to some of the story elements, like fuzzy-haired octolings, or octarians, rather, to weapon designs. And we've gotten to see some weapon designs of some favorite weapons, like splash rollers and 96 gals and things like that. But the one that seems to have people divided seems to be the Tri-Slosher. So this was just announced just the other day, very recently. Nintendo talks about their bucket weapons and showing off how some of them are going to look different. The Splosher looks a little different. The Slosher looks pretty much the same. It's a bucket. It is what it is. But the Tri-Slosher got a major overhaul visually. Gameplay-wise, it probably plays very much the same. It's a very strong weapon. Sloshers are great at close quarters combat. They can throw ink places that other weapons can't shoot. You know, they're great at taking the low ground and working up because you can throw ink over something that's protecting you. It's a fantastic weapon to use. And the Tri-Slosher cuts down a bit on the range from the normal Slosher, but it can throw ink on a wider area and do a lot more damage. And it's very devastating up close and in the right hands. It's a weapon that I definitely like to keep at a distance, but as a mini Splatling main, that's not a huge problem. So in Splatoon 1 and 2, we saw the Tri-Slosher as this green round bucket with like a greenish yellow handle, and it had 3 compartments for holding ink, and when you throw the bucket forward, it projects that ink forward out of the 3 different things in 3 different directions, kind of in front of you in like a cone shape almost. In Splatoon 3, I imagine it functions very much the same. I don't see them really radically shaking up how the weapon works, but visually it's very, very different. It is no longer a green round bucket. It is a blue square with 3 vertical compartments. It's actually very reminiscent of the beta version of the Tri-Slosher from Splatoon 1 way, way, way back in the day. An eagle-eyed Twitter user by the name of Freck Alex pointed that out, and I couldn't help but throw that in there, so shoutouts to Alex. As I'm sure plenty of other people noticed that as well. I had completely forgotten about the beta design of this weapon, because I'm not a Tri-Slosher main. I'm not a Slosher main. I wish I was better with them, but I'm not very good. When I first saw this announced, which was back on June 6th, I thought it was neat. I thought it was cool. I've kind of enjoyed all the redesigns. I think some of them are really good. Others I think are just like, okay, that's nice. You know, I don't hate any of them. But I saw this and I thought it was pretty cool. I was in favor of it. It wasn't just a meh. It was like, ah, nice. That looks cool. I think it matches well some of the other weapon redesigns that we've seen in this game so far. The color, that blue color definitely seems to go with a lot of the other weapons we've seen announced. And the square shape, I think, is a welcome shakeup to just the same round green bucket. I don't know. I'm not an expert on these things. I know what I like, and I like it. But reading through the comments here and seeing the posts of some other people and some videos other people have made, seems like a lot of people don't love this redesign. They think it's dumb. They think it looks like a dumpster, and I've seen a lot of art reflecting that. I think it's hilarious. And I don't think any of the art is hurtful. I don't think any of it's toxic. I think it's kind of funny. People are just expressing their distaste for this weapon redesign in a clever and creative way. I think that realistically, even people who are really, really angry with this weapon, who really hate it, maybe some of the more adamant, butthurt people, will be long over this redesign in the first 30 days that Splatoon 2 is launched, and that they're going to completely forget about the old green round boy and be Team Blue Square. But we got into talking about this weapon and this redesign on my live stream the other day, and it was a good opportunity for me to kind of poke my community bit and see what they think about it. Some people hadn't even heard of it. Other people didn't like it. Some people, like me, they think it's fine. Some people liked it. The general consensus, now that I've had like 4 days to kind of sit on it for a little while and think about it, I think it was an unnecessary change. I think looking at it, I think there was no problem with the original design of the Tri-Slosher. I think it would still fit in very well with Splatoon 3 and its aesthetic so far. So I think this weapon didn't need to be changed. It does kind of seem like a needless change, but I still like it. I still think it's a solid looking design for this weapon. And if you think about it, this was the way the weapon was designed originally in the beta of Splatoon 1. It was a square with 3 vertical slots in it, and they decided at some point to change it to a circle. And so they've been obviously sitting on this design for years and years and years. This wasn't a random redesign that they just decided to throw in here for the sake of it. Someone at Splatoon has wanted this weapon to look like this for a long time and finally got their way. So, hey, I'm happy for you, whoever you are. I think it's a solid, I think it's a W. But that's me, and that's my opinion. I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this weapon or any of the other weapon designs we've seen. Again, you can head on over to Splatoon North America's Twitter account, at SplatoonNA, to check out all of the weapon designs and changes that we've seen so far. I didn't want to make a video on all of them because I didn't think it was worth talking about. They're so small and just not, what can you say about, oh, the roller is blue and looks a little different now? Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. That's it for this video. We'll bring you another one once we have something new to talk about. But in the meantime, if you ever want to just hang out and play some Splatoon, you can head on over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/LetsJays, and play some Splatoon with us. If you're watching this video right now when it launches, I'm actually live right now, streaming this game right now. So, come on over and hang out and talk about it, or leave a comment. We'll talk about it down there. That's it for me. I'm gonna bounce, and my God, I hope I never have to play Rainmaker ever again, because I hate this game mode.